He is a very distinguished trainer, corporate trainer and leadership development. He is working in the field for a very, very long time. Just let me tell you that he has trained over 100,000 people over his 25 years long career. His clients include more than 400 plus organizations across social organization, public organization, or private organization. And on a lighter note, he likes to go for a long drive with his family.
Yes, someone who is already here.
Already here.
My spouse, Ismat Jahan.
Yeah. While he loves songs from 70s, hit songs, and more moderate current raps. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our guest, Quazi Consultants.
Thank you so much. Such a generous introduction.
Thank you.
Looks like you know more about me than my wife. I don't know, in some areas.
Is that a fault?
That's
I think it's all right, right?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Quazi. Thank you. First of all, thank you for being with us.
Pleasure.
To evening. So let me begin with a question, Quazi. I would like to tell you in the context of Phoenix, the work that we are projecting today, in the context of Phoenix. When we are so down in life, our backs are at the wall. Sometimes it feels like there is nothing to do. There is nothing we can do. There is no we can get out in life. Sometimes life happens like this, right?
True.
We all feel that sometimes it happens like. On those times, is there anything still left? Any weapon that we can use to come back to life? That will be my first question to you.
A very deep question.
Thank
In fact, World Health Organization has a statement that by 2030, which is like 5 years from now, depression is going to be the #1 illness in the world. Can you believe this? And that's why I call this question a great question, because you, not literally you, but so many people in this world will go to that depth of despair at least once in life.
At least once in life, right?
And I did visit that place, that dark place, at least once.
Okay.
I remember when I was at International University of Japan, I was writing my thesis, and I couldn't write. It's called writer's block.
Yeah.
My dormitory room, I used to live alone. Each student had a room, however small, a separate independent room. And the window had no grill, it was open. I was so low, I toyed even with the idea of, shall I jump today? And I'm not joking, I actually did that. But playfully, but maybe not too seriously. But still, that was the lowest point. I was so sad for the preceding week. I was supposed to produce 20 pages to show my supervisor, and I had none. Anyway, coming back to the answer, the story is not enough.
It's just the beginning, I guess.
So I have created this Phoenix leadership idea. I give keynotes in many parts of the world, but that's another discussion. So from my experience, I come to the Phoenix mindset. What is the Phoenix mindset? It draws on something very powerful that many before me have said, and it is this. Anything that happens to you is called stimulus. And whatever you do to that is called response. You know all this. But in between this stimulus and response, there is a space. Some people do not realize that. In my younger life, I used not to realize it. But for many years now, I do. So in that moment, I thought I was at the lowest moment. I couldn't go probably beyond lower than this.
Okay.
So like the phoenix bird, the mythical bird example you said, Fayez, the lowest point is the ashes, let's say.
Yes.
But to me, to you, that could also be the beginning, because that's what phoenix does. From that moment, it flies brighter, better,
Right.
and whatnot.
Right.
Now, how to do that? Very quickly. My quick answers are, any challenge that comes in my life, I choose, because that is the last freedom everybody has. You can choose positivity over negativity.
Okay.
And what logic do I have? I think from every negative, there is a positive. Give me any example. Even if you die, you live through your work. So that's the last example. If you lose your job, I often heard people say, tell me, if you lose your job, what positive can you think about? Tell me. Freedom.
Yes.
And another freedom, and then another job. I know many people who wanted to visit another country, who wanted to take mom to a hospital in India or any other part of the world. In other words, there are always better opportunities some people can think. So choose positivity over negativity. And take one small action and connect with your meaning of life that comes from religion, or meaning of life that can come from your family, anything. So that's why you have to believe that Azad said here, the area director Azad, he said that from believing to seeing is actually true.
Yeah.
You believe that from the ashes you can rise. That's Phoenix leadership mantra. Thank you. Thank you for that.
So, should I conclude from your answer that actually it is the mindset and attitude? When we are so down in life, we think there is nothing else I can do. At least I have my mind, yet I haven't lost. Right? That's,
absolutely.
That's the crux of the answer. Thank you.
Just as you summarized with the word mindset and attitude by attitude I mean positive attitude. I want to summarize my little conversation here, this part. You can choose to use, as the previous keynote speaker, Ashadu used spec, I use a term called, I call it NIP, N-I-P. N stands for negative, I for into, P for positive. Negative into positive. NIP means to destroy, you know. So negative into positive. But if you turn it around, it becomes pin. Imagine in your day-to-day life, you are working with an imaginary pin, and there are black balloons around you. Boom, boom, boom. You do that. So pin, nip, carry it, and do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's,
Thank you.
That's
Sorry,
very
it took longer.
answer. It's all right. So, Kadima, I was hearing a TED talk on the other day. The lady was saying she was so down in life, she was drowned in drugs, and then he found her way back to the life. And she was saying, as we are a communication class, she was saying that she started reconnecting with friends and families. That's how she came back to life. That's how she came back to life. And my question is to you, Kadima, it seems that communication has something to do with coming back to life. Communication. Now, you have been a trainer for long, and you have communicated long, and heard people talking to you for long. I think you are the right person to tell us what medicinal benefit communication has, that it can actually pull people out of those stresses and throw back to life.
Medicinal benefits.
Yeah, of course, that's what I find. Because you see, that women had gone to many doctors.
True.
And the doctors couldn't do anything. Only the reconnecting, communication with people, that did the wonder. And that's from where I actually got that question for you. I was hearing that TED talk for you.
Oh, excellent point.
So
excellent
what's the
point.
medicinal benefit that communication has?
Makes us think, right? Communication. So when you are, fragmented, separated, broken, if you go back to those moments, you will see you become basically isolated. Your body language becomes this, and you don't want to do much,
Exactly.
So that's the issue. You become isolated, you become alone. But the medicinal magic happens when, Faiz? When you speak, two things happen, we say. One is, of course, you are communicating interpersonally with
Yes.
one person, with two, but mostly one person, someone you can trust, someone you know will empathize with you. But the other thing also happens. There is intrapersonal communication. I mean,
Right.
you also talk with you.
I am also communicating with myself.
Isn't that true?
I am also
Yeah.
communicating with myself.
Because whatever you say, you think about it first. So you're actually communicating. So that's why the first medicine it works this way
Okay.
when you communicate.
So
Now-
I started
Yeah,
discovering myself when I start communicating.
Exactly. You
That's the first
discover.
discovery.
If you're only thinking alone, that's not enough.
Yeah.
But also you're going to talk, so both working.
So both working
Then,
together.
then again, through this communication, three things happen, I would say, then.
Yeah.
One is connection, because it's another person. And the person who you trust, your close friend, confidant,
Confidant.
someone you are very comfortable
Yeah,
to discuss
yeah.
about your
Discuss about
difficult
my
time.
difficulties.
Absolutely. So, second thing that happens is clarity. If the other person is a good listener, as not a talker, and the other person also asks questions, the second thing that comes is clarity.
Yes.
And the third thing comes when that person talks, and I also think, if I have this issue, then I get courage from the support statement that I hear. Because that's what the other person does. And an empathetic person, you can realize. So when these three things happen, you have good connection, you have clarity, and you got courage, then you feel, yeah, this is another aspect, I would say, of this leadership, my Phoenix leadership,
Right.
that communication, actually, without communication, you shrink.
Yeah.
With communication, you rise.
Right.
That's, I would say.
Right.
That's why communication works. That's why communication works.
So when we are so down in life, we are not confined not just within our bodies, we are also confined within our mind. So that's what you are saying. So when we start communicating, first we start communicating with me, then the other people, then we started from shrinking back to opening up. And that's where the medicine is, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you. The next question will also deal with leadership in Toastmasters, Kajibhai. So my question will be to you is, it seems that good communication skills and leaderships are positively correlated.
Of course. I would say that.
I would like you to elaborate on that. How good communication skills leads to good leadership.
Oh, this morning, I think, didn't I hear from one of you Toastmasters, the first speaker was talking about our, what do you call it, oath? Toastmasters invocation, or where it comes.
The club's mission statement.
Yeah, mission statement. Mission statement has it. This is for communication and leadership skills. So no wonder these two, I'm not the first person who said it. I think John F. Kennedy, one of the presidents of the US, the very famous one, said it, that this linkage, especially from the learning point of view. I would then say that why communication is a leadership tool.
Yeah, that's the question.
Because it's through communication we influence.
Yes.
You have to understand that, huh? And when you speak, or when you create a vision with words, what do? You are communicating with words, literally. Second, when you listen with trust, with empathy, that has an influence too. Some people say that you can impress someone with listening more than even speaking.
Right.
More actually.
I wanted to mark that. You can impress someone with listening more than you can talking.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, and then I would like to add that communication is like the oxygen that you use to create your leadership skills. Without communication, your storytelling is not there. How are you going to influence them? So the better you are at communication, more impact you can create. And that's why gradually you become leaders. One last point. My life story is that I'm a backbencher like many, if there are anyone here. But from a village school guy to Kollanpur to Kolabagan to whatnot, here I am, as you introduced me, as a global trainer now. So that's the reality.
Thank you, Kalibai. That's a
Thank you.
very refreshing answer.
Communication helped me become a leader in my field.
We can see
a small area, but I made a mark.
We can see it very clearly, Kalibai. Thank you
you.
very much for
Thank
that. Brother, I have just last question for you. I have a personal question to you. Just personal question, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Did you ever had a moment in your life where you did something very wrong, you did a mistake, but simply you could come out of the situation because of your communication skills, probably with your boss, with your families, you did something very wrong, but you could escape that situation simply because out of your communication skills. could happen. You could smile, right?
Well,
Tentatively.
anyone who's married here, I saw the red card, thank you. Anyone who is married here, they know the first 2 years go excellent. So did with Lisa and myself. But then, I think psychologists say that we grew up in two different households.
Right.
We grew up with our own values. It's so natural that the honeymoon period would be over. Well, that's when this skill becomes available.
Yeah,
this becomes very important and impactful.
That's why it is needed.
What I did is simple. Anytime we disagree, whether it started from me, started from my wife, Ismat Jahan Lisa, I would say, I'm listening.
You're listening?
Yeah, she can publicly tell you that I can be a very good listener. And there are a lot of mistakes I have made. And when you listen, not just listen, you have to also acknowledge things that are true. And in God's name, I would tell you, Lisa wouldn't say a single thing wrong. Of course, you'd give a list. But the list would be true, and I would acknowledge, but I would always say, now, what do we do next? That would be my thing. So that way, if I say sorry, and if I accept my mistake, and I would not do it again, so I think that's why we're still, for many years, doing our Shongshar.
Thank you, Kalibai. Thank you very much.
So we're a happy family. Thank you. Thank you.
Has lifted. So Kalibai, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
We could talk, I think,
overnight, yeah.
But we have to stop somewhere. Thank you very much. So if I summarize, Kalibai has told us communication has very positive relation with the leadership. Also communication, he reaffirmed the fact that communication has a medicinal value. And finally, what he actually wanted to say, and you should tell your wife, I am listening. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.